Okay, so for today's deep dive, we're tracing the incredible story of Clover Creek.
Okay.
We're looking at how this small community went from a state of total vulnerability to building this genuine local resilience.
Only to have it all tested almost immediately.
Exactly, tested by this huge external pressure.
Yeah, and the source material is really clear about where it all started. It was what they called the Big Scare of 22.
That was the supply chain collapse, right?
It was a mix of things, really, a natural disaster and an economic shock all at once. The outside supply chains just snapped. Shelves went empty.
And that was the wake-up call.
That was it. That week really cemented this idea that relying on these external forces was just too risky. They knew they had to build something internal.
And it started so small, a little Saturday market and this farmer, Ben. But the real spark, it seems, was Sarah, this new grower who came in with a business plan.
That's when the virtuous engine, as they call it, really kicks off. We call it the R5 loop. It's this cycle of reinvestment that builds community resilience.
So how did it actually start?
It began with a simple buy local campaign. It just sparked a little bit of demand. And then Sarah's first big kale harvest was bought up entirely by the local cafe.
So real profit.
Real profit. This wasn't just a hobby anymore, you know. It was proof that this could actually work economically.
But wait, the material we looked at suggests Ben, the established farmer, was skeptical. Oh, was it really the money that convinced him, or was it something else?
Ah, that's the key. The evidence is what changed everything. Sarah, she took that profit and immediately...
She bought the cover crop seeds.
Exactly. An expensive move, but vital for the soil. And the payoff came that spring. They had a massive storm, just torrential rain.
And Ben's field was a mess.
A total mess. Deep, muddy gullies everywhere. But Sarah's field, it was dark, rich, and it just held firm. The soil didn't move.
That visual must have been so powerful.
It was everything. Ben saw that resilience wasn't just some nice idea. It was actual physical survival.
That comparison, the ruined land versus the stable soil, that's an argument that no spreadsheet from a developer could ever beat.
Absolutely. And that loop, that profit to practice to stability cycle, it started creating these tangible benefits all over town.
Like the hardware store reopening.
The hardware store, the cafe hired a baker, and the town council even felt confident enough to fund a new farmer grant program. Clover Creek felt strong.
And of course, that's when the monster shows up.
Success always attracts attention.
And it arrives in this really cold, impersonal way, just a bright yellow sign hammered into the ground on the old Miller farm.
Future home of the Creekside Estate subdivision.
It wasn't just a land sale. It was an external force about to turn their core resource, their foundation, into just another commodity.
The town hall meeting after that was pivotal. The developer came in, slick presentation, talking growth, tax revenue, market rates, all very logical.
And the community's response wasn't about numbers.
Not at all. It was about reality. Ben just stood up, holding a handful of that dark, crumbly soil from Sarah's field.
And Sarah brought it all full circle.
She did. She looked right at the developers and asked, when the next scare comes, when the food trucks stop rolling, what will you be selling us?
Wow.
Yeah.
And that sealed it. The whole paradigm shifted. They weren't just debating zoning anymore.
No, they were declaring their land, their soil, their food production as essential infrastructure, same as roads or water.
And Mrs. Gable from the hardware store, she pledged the seed money for a community land trust right there.
And the CLT is just a genius mechanism. It's a permanent line of defense. It separates the ownership of the land itself from the ownership of anything built on it.
So the land stays for farming forever.
Forever. After a year of negotiations, they went out and replaced that yellow sign with a simple wooden plank. Just said, the Clover Creek Community Farm Trust, forever.
So the lesson here really is that this pressure to convert vital land is constant. It's always out there. But by defining that land as essential infrastructure and using a tool like the CLT to shield it, they prioritize their community's needs over a quick sale.
And that really raises a fundamental question for you, for everyone listening. If local food security and productive land are truly essential infrastructure, like we treat roads or water systems, what foundational decisions is your community making right now that will determine its future?